Welcome everybody to Billionth's News Gaming Roundup. I'm Billionth. We're gonna be going over the last week of gaming news to see what you might have missed. The first thing we gotta talk about is some of the games that have released this week. Forspoken is a new game released by Square Enix, which has received a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people really hate the dialogue in this game. They've also having a lot of complaints about the gameplay being kind of repetitive and also the game having bugs. Not a lot. I haven't seen that many people talking about bugs, but some reviews have talked about there being some bugs that need a little bit of fixing. It's sadly is very common these days for big games, AAA games, to release with a lot of glitches and bugs, hoping that people will buy the game and they'll just update it later, which honestly sucks, but that's what happens in an industry where they want to release games as fast as possible. The game itself honestly looks kind of fun to me. It definitely looks like something that I would like to try out, but not at $70. It just doesn't look like a $70 type of game. It looks like a game you wait until the price drops, like 20% at least, and then you try it out. If you're interested in the game, it released this week on PS5 and PC. But now let's go to some good news. With Dead Space. Dead Space just released today to pretty positive reviews actually. A lot of people are calling it a pretty good game. As you can see, 89. So far, the gaming outlets have said it's good, as you can see with the 89. Obviously, the graphics have improved from the original Dead Space, and they also have praised some of the gameplay changes that they've added. It seems like a good way to reintroduce people into the franchise, since Dead Space has not had a new game since 2013. It released on Xbox, PS5, and PC, not on Game Pass, but it will probably get there eventually because of EA Play. To some classic news, GoldenEye 007 is finally available on Switch and Xbox, and people are not happy. Now, as you all know, GoldenEye 007 is an N64 game. It's very old, and the people that made this port were only focused on making sure the ROM works in current consoles. They were not worried about upgrading any textures, they were not worried about the controls. It's just the same game from the N64 but played on your Xbox and your Switch. So I feel like this is mostly a win. People are able to play the game the way it was back then. They're not gonna really care about, oh, this is not modern, because it's not supposed to be. It's a port. It's not a remake or anything like that. But if you're interested in playing it, it came out on the Switch and Xbox. On the Switch with the expansion pack, or you can get it on Game Pass. Now, the Xbox Developer Direct took place. They showed a look at 5 upcoming games from many of the studios they have. They did talk about Minecraft Legends, which seems like a very interesting real-time strategy game. They revealed the release date, which is going to be April 18th on pretty much everything. It's going to be out on the Switch, PS4, PS5, PC, Xbox One, Series S, Series X. But if you're in an Xbox console, it's obviously going to come out on Game Pass, which is going to be the easiest way to play it. Then Team 10 talked about Forza Motorsport. They didn't have a release date for this one, but it is still coming this year apparently on Xbox and PC, obviously with Game Pass. You'll be able to play it. They also talked about the Elder Scrolls. They talked about the Elder Scrolls Online. They teased the new expansion called Necrom. This new expansion is gonna be taking place in some of the lands from Morrowind. This expansion is gonna also include a new class, which is called the Arcanist. I'm not sure what they do, but hey, new playable things is always good for games. Also, something that I found really interesting, they're gonna be making all of the previous expansions free for a limited time, so that's a lot of content for new people. This expansion is gonna be releasing on PC June 5th and on consoles June 20. Consoles being Xbox and PlayStation, no Switch. Then we have Redfall from Arcane Studios. Now, Redfall is a vampire hunting game. Vampires have taken over this island, and you choose one of those 4 characters to fight them, take the island back. It looks pretty interesting since each character has different abilities that they're able to take advantage of. I'm interested in this game, but it's definitely a game that I'm gonna play for like 1 or 2 hours to see how I feel about it, and then decide, okay, am I gonna play the game or not? It's gonna be coming out on Xbox and PC May 2nd, Game Pass for both. Then we have the shocker of the developer direct, which was Hi-Fi Rush. This is by Tango Gameworks, which is another Bethesda studio. It was revealed in the direct and it was released the same day, and people online are loving it. Hi-Fi Rush is a cel-shaded action rhythm game, and it looks like it just came straight out of the 2000s. Now, the interesting thing about this game is that it was developed by Tango Gameworks, who are known for releasing horror games. They made The Evil Within and they made Ghostwire Tokyo, which I just find amazing that they went from horror games to this stylized rhythm action game. It just honestly makes no sense, but I love it. I'm so happy they did that. Now, it's out right now. It's out on PC and Xbox, and obviously you can play with Game Pass. A lot of Xbox good news, so let's go to bad news, apparently. Now, I'm gonna be touching on this thing just slightly, because honestly, this is such a non-issue that it's dumb. But apparently there's been some news outlets that are mad at Xbox because they released an update that's gonna make it so that the Xbox doesn't waste as much energy. The update is gonna make sure that the Xbox doesn't wake up like every single minute to update and do maintenance in the Xbox. It's gonna make sure to only turn on when the most renewable energy is available. So it's a way to save energy, make sure you're not wasting that much energy, and make sure that we're using renewable energy. Now, keep in mind, this update is optional. You can turn it off or turn it back on. You're not being forced to use it. It's a non-issue, so I'm not sure what the big deal is. It's just dumb. So let's continue the dumb stuff, but now let's give some love to PlayStation. Now, PlayStation is releasing the DualSense Edge, which is the response to the Xbox Elite controller, which is good. That gives more competition. It gives PlayStation owners more options with the controllers they have. It looks really cool with the way that you can take parts off it and put them back on. Here's the problem. It is $130 more than a regular DualSense, and it has less battery. The normal DualSense already has a very small battery. It has like 12 to 15 hours for the original DualSense, which honestly, it's not that much. It's even less. And for the DualSense Edge, it's gonna be 5 to 10 hours. That's just honestly a little bit ridiculous. I hate doing this kind of stuff, but my Xbox controllers last so long with either AA's or rechargeable battery packs. I can play days, even weeks, without needing to charge them at all. The DualSense, however, if I have a night of gaming on my PlayStation 5, the second I finish gaming, I have to charge it. Because if I don't charge it, the next time I play it, it's going to be saying low battery. So now you're telling me that this premium controller is going to have even less battery than that? That's just ridiculous, honestly. I'm almost done. Only 2 more news. So, and finally, The Last of Us got renewed for Season 2, which is great news for the people that have been watching the show. The Last of Us has been a commercial and critical hit, with everyone pretty much loving the show. So, they got renewed. They were obviously gonna renew it because The Last of Us was the second biggest launch of a series for HBO, behind the House of the Dragon. And the audience grew 20% to the second episode. The second season is gonna start The Last of Us 2, obviously, but executive producer Mazin has stated that The Last of Us Part 2 would require more than 1 season. So this renewal for Season 2 looks very likely to also be renewal for Season 3. The way this is going, it's probably gonna have 3 seasons at least. Those were all the news I have. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna be trying to do this series every Friday. This is a work in progress, as you can tell. I'm gonna be working to hopefully improve it, see what works, what doesn't, change stuff. So if there's anything that you think might improve this, tell me what you like, what you didn't like, so I can work on it.